कलोजनिष्यामानानाम् दुःखशोकातमोनुदा अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां सुपुण्यां यतनोद्यशः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. To show causeless mercy to the devotees who would take birth in the future in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering him, one will be freed from all lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. In other words, he acted so that all the future devotees, by accepting the instructions of Krishna consciousness stated in Bhagavad Gita, would be relieved from the pangs of material existence. Puppets. The large activities of saving the devotees and killing the demons, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushritam, take place side by side. Krishna actually appears for the deliverance of the sadhus or the bhaktas, but by killing the demons, he shows them mercy also. For anyone killed by Krishna is liberated. So whether Krishna kills or gives protection, he is kind to both the demons and the devotees. To show causeless mercy to the devotees who would take birth in the future, in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering him, one will be freed from all lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. In other words, he acted so that all future devotees, by accepting the instructions of Krishna consciousness stated in the Bhagavad Gita, would be relieved from the pangs of material existence. Lord Krishna's pastimes are eternal. They are eternally a storehouse of mercy and blessings. So we see that in material world, everything is governed and limited by time. We see a fresh flower, very attractive, very fragrant, but that attractiveness, the fragrance remains for very less time. Now in the summer season we are seeing, in the morning we are offering a fresh garland to the Lord. By the time evening is coming, even before the night Shayan Darshan, the flower is shriveled up. It's almost it fades off so fast. So that is a material flavor that everything fades away. Everything fades away. And so, but the nature of the Lord and anything connected to the Lord, especially the Lord's pastimes, is not there. So the Lord's pastimes never fade away. Rather, the Acharyas explain that one can meditate on a single pastime for eternity, for a lifetime. One can meditate on a single pastime for a lifetime. It is so relishable. It is so amazing. And uh, so here we are understanding that the Lord performed his beautiful, beautiful pastimes. Not that the Lord performed his beautiful pastimes, the Lord is always performing these wonderful pastimes. And many times he's performing these pastimes again and again. But we can say that the Lord revealed these pastimes to this to our vision, or Lord revealed these pastimes on this plane of earth, so that we can get to hear about them, we can get to know about them, and by remembering them, we can gain or we can gain entrance into the Lord's pastimes. So remembering the pastimes of the Lord is not different from gaining entrance into the pastimes of the Lord. It is not different. The remembering is not different from gaining entrance into the Lord's pastimes. So, the Lord's pastimes are so amazing. We are seeing that the Supreme Lord is so active in the sense that the Supreme Lord can do anything and everything. The Lord has the power to do anything and everything. And the beauty of the Supreme Lord is whenever he acts in favor of every living entity. Irrespective of whether the living entity is a devotee or a demon. So why the exactly the behavior pattern of the Lord changes? Because the behavior pattern of devotees and demons are different, and that is why Lord also behaves differently with them. But the net effect with both of them receives the same. That is, both of them are favored and blessed. So, because the devotees want Krishna, they want the shelter of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is ready to give them a loving shelter. And the demons don't want the shelter of the Lord. So therefore the Lord destroys their demoniac traits so that they can get a realization. And the Lord purifies them and liberates them so that they can still move forward in their further journey of next life in a purified state. And thus the demonic tendencies will be washed off by the touch of the Lord's hand, it is said, by the touch of the Lord's weapons, it is said. So Krishna is always acting in favor of the living entity. Can you imagine Krishna can make the impossible possible? The impossible is made possible by the Supreme Lord. How that is the mercy of the Supreme Lord, that he can make the impossible into possible. So we see the example of Jagai Madai. Jagai Madai was such a such nefarious demoniac personalities that just looking at them, nobody could say that they could become Vaishnavas. But Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda made it happen. They could make Jagai Madai into Vaishnavas. Rather, the Lord, so that is how the Lord acts. The Lord acts in favor of every living entity. And that is his pastime. The Lord can make the impossible possible. Because Krishna is all attractive. And therefore, everyone is attracted to the Supreme Lord. So even a demonic personality is attracted to the Supreme Lord. Here was Kaliyavan, and Kaliyavan was running around. He wanted whom to fight with. He was directed towards Krishna. Similarly, Madhu Ketav were not finding a fitting personality to fight with. They were directed towards Krishna. They were attracted. Okay, Krishna is a fit, worthy person to be fought. And so, even Hiranyaksha was looking whom to fight with. He was just dying for somebody, who is fit to fight with. And he got so attracted when he saw Lord Varahadev. So, Krishna is so beautifully attractive to everyone. So, now even when Lord Nrsimhadev appeared, we were just celebrating Nrsimha Chaturdashi. And when Lord Nrsimhadev appeared, Lord Nrsimhadev is so ferocious. For a devotee, is ferociously beautiful. And now Hiranyakashipu, he was horrified just hearing the tumultuous roar even before the Lord appeared, or the Lord manifested in front of his eyes. Oh, Hiranyakashipu was feeling, his heart was pounding, dhak 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 like that. His heart was pounding very hard. He was feeling so fearful. But at the same time, he was intensely, immensely, and excitedly provoked towards fighting. Now, a sober person, when a sober person feels fearful, one will just fall down at the feet of the Lord. Please forgive me, no? But you see, a demoniac person, the Lord is having such a ferocious form, and this demoniac personality, he is horrified, but he's super excited to give a fight. Why? Because in the heart there is demoniac traits. So Krishna was attractive, even not only to Prahlad Maharaj. Lord Krishna was attractive to Hiranyakashipu also. How is this possible? One can become fearful and one can become excited at the same time. Yes, it is possible. That rasa we can experience in the material world also. How? Why people watch horror movies and they are horrified and terrified. They are shivering, like that. They are shivering, like that. At the same time, somebody closes the TV. Immediately they'll take the remote and switch it on. What happened after that? No? They'll not give it up also. And they're terrified also, like that. And they are horrified also, and they don't want to give it up also. Same thing Hiranyakashipu. Was horrified also, and he was attracted also. That is the point. So Krishna is all attractive. We can see that the Supreme Lord is all attractive in this way. And hearing of these Krishna's pastimes can also attract one's heart tremendously. Srila Prabhupada explains that actually the descriptions of Bhagavatam contain everything. They contain so philosophy, they contain logic, they contain a lot of intelligence is there, they contain science, they contain humor, they contain emotions, they contain mystery, they contain thrill, they contain action. Everything is there in the pastimes of Bhagavatam. Now, so what will happen if one gives an oral and a little bit attentive oral reception? Immediately one will feel very attracted and may say, "Oh, this is very nice. Ah, this is very nice." So it can satisfy all one's tendencies, so much so that one doesn't have to look outside. Because outside, when we look for these tendencies, thrill, horror, mystery, romance, action, logic, science, along with that, as a free gift, poison, degradation, vices are given to us. So we keep on suffering. But when we look for the same and connect for the same in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the pastimes of the Lord and his devotees, then what happens is that we are purified as a free gift. Even without our knowledge, we get purified, or even without our conscious awareness, we get purified. What a pleasant and pleasing way of purification. What is the proof? See, the proof is so many people are attracted to Lord's pastimes. Even nowadays, we see so many movies being made on Krishna's pastimes, the various pastimes of the various Lord. Many of these people who are making these movies, they are not necessarily devotees. Many of them are not. But why they are doing it? Why they are doing it? And that's a proof that the Lord's pastimes are so attractive. Because if they want a very powerful story, they're in the Shastras. A very powerful theme, they're in the Shastras. A lot of action-oriented sequences, they're in the Shastras. Very deep emotions, they're in the Shastras. So, therefore, we can see that these Lord's pastimes are superlatively attractive. Why? Because they are attractive irrespective of one's disposition of heart. Irrespective of one's disposition of heart. For a devotee, yes, these pastimes of the Lord are their very life and soul. But even for the non-devotees, even for the materialistic, atheistic people, these pastimes are very good entertainment they feel. You know? They feel very positive, very uplifting, very motivating, like that. So everyone is attracted in that sense. That is why you see these revelations of Lord's pastimes are such a great benediction on humanity. Because even if by mistake one logs into them, one logs into these pastimes, one can feel so much strength. One can feel so warm. And these Lord's pastimes have the full potency. They are not different from the Supreme Lord. Not different from the Supreme. They can invoke our love completely. What is the proof? The proof is given by Mother Rukmini. Mother Rukmini never saw Krishna. How she was having so much love and surrender towards Krishna that she wrote a letter. In the letter, she wrote to Lord Krishna that I am a booty for a lion. You are the lion, and let not me be stolen away by jackals. Shishupal and Party, the jackals. So she said that I belong to you, and I am waiting for you, and I am begging to you to accept me in your shelter. And if you don't accept me, and if you don't come, I'll end my life. In next life, I'll wait for you. And like this, I'll continue waiting, life after life, for millions of lives. But all I only want your shelter of your lotus feet. He said, what a prayer of Sharanagati, what a heart. How she got such a heart? Simply by hearing. She never saw Krishna's pastime. She simply heard from Narada Muni, would come and glorify Krishna's extraordinary pastimes. And she simply heard, so much love was invoked in the heart. So mere oral reception of these pastimes of the Lord can invoke the love in our heart. That is the point. So this is like the tonic. This is like the medicine for the most deadly disease of atheism, materialism, and demonism of this material world. And that's why the Lord's revealing his pastimes on our planet, which is the Martyaloka, which is not a heavenly abode, which is not a divine abode, where the percentage of demoniac personalities is much, much higher. Even in such a place, the Lord has revealed his pastimes, such a great benediction, such a great mercy of the Supreme Lord. Such a great mercy of the Supreme God. And therefore, that what a glory in these pastimes, that simply by remembering them, we are uplifted and we are given entrance into the spiritual realm. Let's stop here for today. Do we have any questions? Okay, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna. So today evening, 7:45, we will have our Bhagavatam study circle. Hari Prabhupada. 7:45 in the evening, coming today.